So you say boycott Israel, sanction Israel, divest from Israel, BDS movement. You might even be saying Israel is an apartheid state. All of this is such nonsense, so unfounded and so untrue. It's simply propaganda spewed by the enemies of the free world, by the enemies of religious freedom, of love, by the enemies that want to spread hate, by the enemies that have won over the souls of so many supposedly liberal people. Don't swallow these lies. Don't curse Israel. Cursing Israel is hugely problematic. Cursing Israel is cursing yourself, cursing your family, cursing your future generations. You don't have to believe me. Obviously, if you don't believe me, you don't believe in the Bible either, because there it is written. I'm simply saying this in an effort to hopefully save you from being cursed. Obviously, you cursing Israel, if you are so inclined to do with the BDS movement and with calling Israel an apartheid state and claiming that we have war atrocities and international infringements on human rights and all sorts of other nonsense, you are in line for being cursed. Not by me, not by Israel, but by God. So this is the reason for this video. I have no idea how it might get to be viewed by people that actually hate Israel, as I am myself an Israeli. But it was my decision to make this video in any case, in the attempt to warn, to change an outcome that is certain. Israel is blessed by God. And if you at all believe in the Bible and read the Bible, you must understand this. If you don't believe in the Bible and don't believe in God, so I guess all of my words are wasted on you in any case. And in either event, I don't wish any harm or bad or curse on any individual. It's not me that's giving out the sentence here. It's not me that's being the judge. I'm just giving a warning that there is a judge and that he will sentence. If you happen to be on the other scale, that you're blessing Israel, may God bless you as He has promised He will. May you and your family and your future generations be all blessed by God Himself as He has promised He will. Come and visit us in our land. I also have a poem written, and it could also be found on YouTube, called A Poem to the Believer, which is actually a poem of thanks to those that actually do bless Israel in so many wonderful ways. Today, in these times, the world is in turmoil, and people must make a choice whether they're going to stand in the light or whether they're going to stand in the darkness. I hope and I pray that many, many more people will decide to stand in the light. It doesn't matter whether you are Christian, evangelistic, Muslim, Druze, Jewish, Messianic, or any vast amount of other religious beliefs that are populous and in our world today. Hindu, Buddhist, the list will go on and on and on. The one thread that ties all of these religions together is that there is a deity, a being, a God above us that knows much more than we know, that deals with humankind, with his creation, that gives his creation the freedom to choose between the light and the darkness, that gives his creation the freedom to choose the path of travel. It's all up to us. I pray that people will choose the path of light. I pray that not for political correctness and not for stupidity in believing propaganda and bias, people will realize that Israel is a bastion of freedom, of honor, of fulfilling God's promise. Israel is a tiny, tiny country. Perhaps on a scale of America, it's, I think, smaller than Rhode Island or similar to the size of Rhode Island. Yet look at the amount of news on Israel. It's so disproportionate, as is the amount of hate against Israel, spewing from all sorts of nations, including, unfortunately, the United Nations, who continuously single out Israel in its Human Rights Committee as a country that most dishonors human rights, women's rights, gay rights, Arab rights. Obviously, it's all basically coming from the countries that really have no human rights. Saudi Arabia, Syria, Lebanon, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, some South American countries, Venezuela, for example. Can you imagine if Rhode Island were in the news as much as, I'm talking about international news, as much as Israel is? If Rhode Island were singled out by the United Nations for its awful statistics on human rights? On the other hand, look at how many supporters Israel does have. Individuals that bless us by coming here. Individuals that bless us by praying for us. Countries that support us. Companies that support us. That don't buckle down to Palestinian demands and to boycott, sanction, and divest demands about boycotting Israeli products and etc. We are blessed. We feel that we are blessed. We feel that we're much more blessed than we are cursed. And in fact, those that curse us don't really affect us that much, because we know that their curses are empty, that their curses won't affect the progress of Israel as a state, as a nation, and as a people. Where on the other hand, the blessings do affect us. In the last war in the Gaza Strip, when the Hamas terrorist organization, and the war before that, when the Hezbollah in Lebanon threw thousands upon thousands of missiles trying to hit innocent civilians, hit cities, hit kindergartens, schools, so few of them actually hit a target. It's a modern day miracle. It's a modern day miracle because God protects Israel. And it's a modern day miracle because we are blessed by so many people not living in Israel. It's a modern day miracle because of those that call themselves believers that I so cherish. And it's a modern day miracle because God will not allow Israel to be destroyed. God's promise to us to gather us up from all the corners of the world and bring us back to our home was fulfilled in 1948. We live in constant war, constant aggression against us, constant public relations efforts financed by multi-millionaires and sheiks and oil-rich and wealthy nations. But we've survived them all, and we've prospered as a country. In the short period of time that we've been around, we've achieved more than nations that have been around for hundreds of years. We're technology advanced to a degree that maybe is only met in the Silicon Valley in America. We can take care of ourselves, but not without God's help and not without your help. And that's why it is so important to me as an Israeli to thank those that do bless us. And like I said earlier, not only do I want to thank those that do bless us, but I seriously want to warn those that curse us to change their ways. You don't have to bless us, that's okay. Be quiet and don't curse us. Cursing us is placing upon you and your family and your generations God's curse. And as I said earlier, I don't wish bad and curse and illness and disaster on anybody. And that's why I'm making this video. I'm not asking for your support. And I'm not asking you to bless us. I'm not asking you to think that Israel is a wonder or a miracle or a modern day miracle. I'm just asking you not to curse us. I'm asking you not to partake in BDS. I'm asking you to shun people that call Israel an apartheid state. And I'm asking you to shun people that would want to wage war against us, whether it be war on a propaganda level or whether it be war on a violent level. You don't have to stick up for us, and you don't have to bless us. You don't have to fight for us. All you need to do is not fight against us. I wish everyone that has seen this video well, and I hope that you take my words seriously, because it is serious. As I said earlier, the world is in a very, very tender balance that can be so easily tipped at any moment. Stand on the side of light. Don't fall into the darkness. Bless Israel, or let Israel alone and leave us to continue progressing. Don't curse us and don't fight against us. Don't stand on the dark side of history. Thank you very much for listening to this video. I urge you to pass it along, to share it with friends, especially if they might be friends that are on the spectrum of doing Israel harm, i.e. cursing us. Supporting BDS and calling Israel an apartheid state is indeed cursing Israel. So if you know anyone that is involved in these type of activities or has these types of beliefs, please pass the video on to them. Please warn them to change their ways. Thank you very much. Amen.